Good morning, everybody. A chipping I will go. So I'm going to show you sort of the process of getting one of these wheels all back to shape again, back to sort of stock. And you got to chip. You got to chip away. So here's what you got to do. So I'm working on this wheel right now, and if you notice, it's scaly. And you gotta sit here and chip all this stuff off. All that scale off, little by little, with a hammer. Now see, it's a very boring job, but that's the way you gotta do it. So you're gonna spend 2 hours on one wheel, just sitting there chipping away at the heavy debris. You can see the flakes on it. You gotta chip away, and hopefully it won't hit you in the eyes. If you want to wear glasses, this is ridiculous. You gotta wear glasses. You're gonna chip it, and it's gonna come at you. You gotta keep moving a good light around so you can see what you're doing. But once you get it mostly off, you'll have solid metal under there. So the main reason why you're doing this is your brake system's right behind it here. It doesn't work good with rust. It won't move. You have to have that caliper go in and out. And even more important, if you ever want your ABS brakes to work, and it's not gonna work. Behind it, there's a ring that's connected to this shaft. And I have to pull this side apart to get this shaft out because you got a bad U-joint, right? So we got to pull out. On the TJs, when you're driving down the road this way, it's rotating the differential up to the transmission. Now, if you notice, the rear wheels aren't moving because your transfer case is not locked. So everything is lubricated and moving, so your differential will be good. The problem is your U-joint is going bad because it's going all the time. And another thing is bad, your ABS wire here, you can't really see it. There's so much going on right now on one wheel. Your ABS wiring, I'll show you this way. Your ABS wiring right here, all this is loose. Well, all the brackets are broken off because they're really thin metal. So you need to zip tie it or clamp it down because as this is spinning, it's going to tear up this ABS sensor. So you strap it up here maybe, and then you got to strap it away from the coil and make sure it can go up and down. So you have to get rid of it because if you don't, this U-joint right here is going to come around and you can see it's busted. It's no good. So you have to replace this U-joint. It's going to make all kinds of noise going down the road. I mean, really don't. Once you go forward, it'll click, but it's going to go bad and it's going to let you down. And you won't have four-wheel drive in the wintertime. So you have to take this U-joint out. You either throw a whole shaft in there or get this U-joint out, press it in. So that's one of the things that you need. And on this side, I've showed you before. Let me move the lights around. Sorry about that, everybody. So if you noticed, that U-joint is solid, okay? It's right in there, it's solid, but it's loose. But see this ring here, and here's your ABS sensor. This has to be perfectly clean, rust-free. And if a piece of rust gets in there, or if this ring is rusty, it won't be able to pick up the signal. There's nothing wrong with the sensor usually, or the ring itself. As rust gets in there and it sees, hey, something's going on. If you notice on the other side, I showed you before, there's your ABS sensor. There is no ring no more. It's gone. It's no longer there. So I have to order a ring and then you have to press it on. So you got a lot of work to do. But you know, you got to pull the differential out. You got to take these bolts out, and there's usually C-clips in there. You remove the C-clip, and then you can take the shaft out. I'm still getting a freaking shaft, and I don't even work for it. Well, I work for that company anymore. So to do it correctly, you got to take this differential apart. Now, the ladies that bought this truck, they said they give me a certain amount, and I was like, as is? And like, yeah, as is. And it was quite a bit. It was a lot lower than I wanted. I said, you know what? Then fine, take it. And they, well, let me think about it. I was like, okay, well, you think about it. As you think about it, the price keeps going back to where it was, and I won't budge there, because now it's not the money; it's all the labor that you got to do to get this out. You're gonna spend all day to get 2 axles out. You're gonna spend all day chipping away. And then you're going to have to, what I used to do when I was a kid, and I still do it, at least I found a can, and then I just took everything off the damn shelf. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is, on the ground. Yeah, I grab the rotor too while I'm down here. So what this is rust. Reformer. It's a primer, but it actually takes like the surface rust and gives you a good adhesive, you would say, or like so when you paint it, your paint will stick. So now I painted the rear because I didn't go too crazy, but you would have to do that with each individual part, and I'm not going too crazy because I want to get it back on the road and drive it. So in like a day you could drive this. Now I didn't get the pulse ring. I found out I just need the pulse ring, so I got to order a pulse ring on that side, and then I got to either order a U-joint. Now, what you could do is, if you can find a set of axles, which are about $200 each, that's $400, and then you're doing all this paint. We'll just say $500 in paint. There's 5 and 2, there's 7, and you want it for a certain amount, and I'm just going to put $100 into it? Yeah, I don't think so. It just doesn't work that way. So on this stuff, you get the frame pretty good. Now, there's parts of this frame that are really good. There's parts of this differential that are very good. You have to decide. I'd have to decide. So when I'm all chipping away at that, then I'll spray this on there first start. And then before you put all of that, you spray it with paint. You do it with these cans and it's legal. If you do it with a catalyst, that's a 2-part, that's an industrial paint. Can't spray without a bodysuit. That will get into your pores. It will kill you. You will lose all your hair. I used to do this when I was a kid. Didn't wonder why I had a lot of nerve damage. Well, the paint is getting in you. I never wore a suit. That was dumb. I know I took 10 years off of my damn life. Oh well. It hasn't been that. It's been good now, but it was rough. Here's another thing. See this rusty rotor here? It has to be a nice shine, like say this side. See that? You got a nice shine on that side. You got the rotor, the pad will hit, it'll go. Now look at the other side. Look at that. Your pad is hitting here, but it ain't hitting everywhere. You're gonna get a vibration, you're gonna get everything. So what can you do? You can slap a pad, set of rotors on, right? Or you can take this and grind it out a little bit. You used to resurface rotors, but they're so cheap and they just pop off. There's nothing holding this on but the wheel. So just remember that. You got a lot of work to get this back to where this wheel is done. And then you go on that wheel. So I told the lady it'd be done by Friday for that price. But she says, what other work does it need? It needs a restoration for the bottom. You got to go over each individual wheel. You got to do this wheel, then you got to do this wheel, then you get over the back. And then you go through the whole frame. So each part of the vehicle you have to go through to make it restored to where 26 years of rust you got to bang off. I'm gonna be banging a lot. So you get it the best you can. Now the backing plate, there's supposed to be a backing plate here to prevent that rust from going on. All of this, it's gone. Ain't nothing left on that. There's nothing on that side, barely. But you don't want to have that, and you're driving down the road and you're hearing scrape, scrape, scrape. Well, your rotor's hitting your backing plate. Well, there's no backing plate on that side. That's no problem. It won't be no. But eventually, you should put a backing plate on it. That's the way is designed, design. But the way it is now, if you're driving down a wet road, what you're going to do is all the water's going to get in there, and it'll cool the rotor off, and it'll cool the pads off, it'll cool it'll cool everything off. Really cool. Backing plate there is a design to keep some of that off of that, all that debris, the salt, the snow, sand, whatever you're going to go through. So we got to grind this down a little bit. But you just take a grinder, a flat grinder, and you just grind real quick. Get it quick enough to pop it back on, and it's like resurfacing, like a rigged way to do it, but you're going to do it kind of good. It'll be good. The next person will say, you know what, I need the brakes, and they keep putting pads on. This guy might have just slapped pads on. Yeah, the pads will wear, and then once they wear, the friction material, that's it, you're done. And then it hits the rotor, it's done anyway. I mean, to me this is done. To me, when I want to spend a lot of money, I just put pads and rotors on, done. That's it. But with all this rust here, it's going to go right on everything. You can't have it. It won't work. The ABS will not work correctly. There's nothing wrong with the system. It's telling you, hey, what's this? And that ring says, and the sensor goes, what's this? And what's this? What's this? And the ABS goes, I don't know. This side's going, I don't know. Don't even worry about the rust. I don't even have anything to sense. So the sensor's there, and it's like, hey, hello, what's going on, man? Got nothing going on over here. So I got to find a pulse ring on that side and this side out. Now you can drive it every day. You don't need ABS because once the ABS light goes on, it discontinues. That means when you jam on the brakes, you're not going to get that pulsation. You're not going to get that ABS system to work. And that system is designed when you slam on the brakes, this freaking thing will stop like on a dime. It stops really good now, but it's going to lock up. It prevents your wheels from locking up. ABS, anti-brake systems, anti-lock brake systems. Get it? It won't lock the wheel. Well, this is not working correctly. So I got work to do, and then I'll show you the different steps after I chip all that off, and then you put that stuff on there, and that will coat it. When I was younger, we used to spray it on, and it would turn the parts to purple, and then you knew that was rust. It's all surface rust on top. It's like a boat. It scales up. You got to remove all those scales. Your boat will be 50 pounds heavy. If you don't keep removing those scales, it will eat your boat. It will eat your metal. The light metal it took out, and that's all that ABS wiring. You gotta get all that back together. And you gotta make sure that that shaft that's spinning at 75, 70 miles an hour is not gonna hit that wire. Whoop, rip it right off. Then your sensors are done anyway. They're very sensitive. Get it? A sensor is sensitive. I know, bad humor. But whatever, that's my job for today, and we'll see how it goes. I should have this all back together, and I should have parts ordered. We'll see. Like how many parts am I? I'm gonna tell the lady, hey, it's done. Remember what we said? As is out there, it's done. More motor or more parts? Do you want it really done for this price or what? So we go back and forth. I'll give you the truck that's done. I'm giving you the truck. I went down and down and down. That's it. No more. I don't care. Not losing money. There's no reason why I have to invest money to lose money. You want a good truck? You got a good truck. I will slap the pads and road. I will slap everything back together and you drive it. But you want it done right, you're gonna have to spend some money. You're gonna have to spend some time, and that's where labor is labor intense. You're talking 100. Nobody's going to do this out there. Nobody's going to sit there and chip. A restoration guy will. A restorer will. I will. This is what I do. That's all I got to tell you. Keep on watching, everybody. I'll show you step 2.